motion unit today. So we are going to all read our success indicators. We are all going to read them. Do you have a question?
Can I do two?
Nope, we're going to do that after we read these.
Oh.
All right, so we're all going to read the first bullet. 3, 2, 1.
We will be able to tell how motion is described and measured.
Good. All right, second one. 3, 2, 1.
We will be able to tell what acceleration is.
Good. Next one. 3, 2, 1.
We will be able to understand the importance of the force of gravity.
Good. All right, one more. 3, 2, 1.
We will be able to complete a science experiment dealing with force and motion.
If you had to guess, which one of these learning targets are we going to do today? James? The first one. So we will be able to tell how motion is described and measured. All right, follow me. We're going to go through our champs really fast. I love it. I love those friends that turn their body to face me. All right, conversation level. While we read our lesson, what should our conversation level be? Cooper.
If we're reading, where people can be able to hear you, and if not, 0.
Okay, so on a level what? Where people can hear you?
3.
3?
Oh.
Good. So the speaker is on a level 2. If you need help, what are you going to do, Demi?
Raise your
Good. Our activity at first, we're reading lesson 1. Movement. The only movement I should see is if you are passing the microphone on. So I'm going to write, move with a purpose. Because we all have our science notebook, so we shouldn't need any other movement. All right, how do I know you're participating? If I'm looking around, how do I know? Suzanne.
You have everything like the teacher has written on the board and
Okay, but what are we going to be doing with lesson 1?
I'm going to be doing motion. We are going to be doing a reading lesson. We're not reading lesson.
So you are following along. Reading, okay? And who remembers when we're successful? Avery.
We will be able to understand measuring how motion is measured and described.
Perfect. All right, as I finish this, Colton and Lorna, come past me. You're going to get your reading packet, and you're going to get another sheet, which I will explain after I finish writing success. Nope. No. So you are currently getting a fill in the blank along with your reading packet. You can write your name. So as we read, these are pulled directly from the passage. So as we read, when you come across a sentence, you can fill in the blank. Good question.
I'd like to review that activity in a passage.
This is while we read, and then we'll do the review after. All right, give me a thumbs up if you have both the reading and your fill in the blank. All right, so got a few more people. All right, I think that's everyone. All right, how is motion described and measured? Position is the location of an object. It is where an object is. Some things change position, some do not. This girl has changed her position many times.
Motion is the change of position of an object. Running, walking, and Going up and down and swinging from side to side are kinds of motion.
Speed is how fast something moves over a certain amount of time. Changing position. Position is the location of an object. It is where something is.
Everything has a position. Your nose is in the middle of your face. You may be at a desk in the front of the room. Some positions do not change. Your nose stays where it is.
But if you go to the door and open it, your position changes. The position of the door changes. You and the door are in motion. Motion is a change of position. Look at the picture. What can you tell about shore? What can you tell about the shore and the boats? The shore is not moving. So if you are comparing the position of the boats to the shore in each picture, you can tell they have moved.
You are using the shore as a frame of reference. How does having a frame to reference help you compare how much the boats have moved? Children in motion. Compare the positions on the boat in the picture. How can you tell the boats are moving?
So how does having a frame of reference help you compare how much the boats have moved in that picture? So how does the shore, knowing where the shore is, help you understand how the boats have moved? Fulton?
Because the guy is standing right here at the left side of the picture, and then we can tell that they've moved by the man's on the other side.
So we know that the shore and the man on the shore are not moving. Good. All right. Number 6.
Measuring motion. How fast can you run? If you run faster than a friend, you have a greater speed. Speed is how fast something moves over a certain amount of time. You can find the speed of an object. You need to measure two things, distance and time. Distance is a change in an object's position. Time is how long it takes the object to move that distance.
Here is a way to find speed. Suppose you're on a car trip. You traveled 105 kilometers in 2 hours. Here's how to find the speed. Distance plus time equals speed. 150 kilometers. Distance divided by time equals speed. 150 kilometers divided by 2 hours equals 75 kilometers per hour. This means that in 1 hour you have traveled 75 kilometers. Which travels faster? A car going 60 miles in 1 hour or a car going 120 miles in 2 hours?
Which car goes faster? 60 miles in 1 hour or 120 miles in 2 hours, Jeremy? Okay. Ethan, what do you think?
I think they're both the same.
Why do you think they're both the same?
Because 120 in 2 hours, divide 120 by 2, and then you get 60.
So they're both traveling at how many miles per 1 hour?
60.
Good.
A radar gun measures the speed of the car, the speed of the moving cars. On the road, speed is measured in miles per hour.
Compare speeds. People measure speeds over short periods of time. When you divide distance by time, you are really finding an average speed. The average speed during that 2-hour trip was 75 kilometers per hour.
But the car did not move at the speed all the time. It had to slow down and speed up at times. The car has a speed monitor. It measured speed changes as that they had.
Speed may change from moment to moment. Suppose you're watching a horse race between Tom and Jerry. So far, Tom's average speed is 55 kilometers per hour.
Jerry's average speed is 60 kilometers per hour. You might guess and compare their positions as they change during the race. Tom is catching up to Jerry, and Tom is running faster than Jerry at the moment. Tell how the speed at one moment is different from average speed.
So how does speed differ from at one moment than your average speed? James?
Average speed is like what you go most of the time, and then you can speed up or slow down.
So if you've ever ran a race, you probably don't run as fast as you can at the beginning. When do you run as fast as you can? At the very end. All right. So you need to look at your handout with the fill in the blanks. So go back to our first page. Blank is the location of an object. James, it is position. Good. Second one. All things change position. Is that true or is that false, David?
False.
And how did we know that was false? What example did they give us? Cooper, do you remember?
If you're in a position, you are staying in one place, and if you move from that position, you're in motion.
And the example they gave us that doesn't move position.
Matters.
Good. All right. What is a frame of reference? Give an example from the text. This isn't on our first page anymore. The frame of reference. In italics. Which means kind of sideways. James, what's a frame of reference?
Example, what a frame of reference is, like in page 5, it's saying that the shore is a frame of reference. And there's one that example is, if you compare the positions of the points to the shore, each picture is a donor, or the shore as a frame of reference.
All right, so the example from the text was on page 5. They use the shore as a frame of reference. Okay? So, what is the frame of reference? What is it for? So then you're on the right track. But if we're not talking about the boats anymore, what of of anything. You use a frame of reference to compare positions. So you use the frame of reference to compare position. So let's use the blue table as a frame of reference. Where am I compared to the blue table?
Like about 25 seconds.
Which way?
You're right.
Left?
You're left.
Right.
You're close.
So, using the blue table as a frame of reference, I was on the left, but now I'm on the
Right.
good. All right. The change of position of an object is known as Cooper what?
Is it motion?
Motion. All right. True or false? Running is a type of motion. Demi.
I'd say you make left. That's you're changing your emotions.
Exactly. All right, our next one. The blank of something is how fast something moves over a certain amount of time. This is how we measure motion. Jackson, your hand shot up. Speed. It is speed. Good. All right. When measuring speed, you measure blank and blank. Oh, David, what?
Distance and time.
Good. All right. What is the mathematical formula to find speed? Jeremy.
Distance divided by time equals speed.
Perfect. Distance divided by time equals speed. All right, see if you can answer the last one while I answer this one. Okay. 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 When? Oh, we have math first. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. What does the graph on page 8 tell us, Suzanne?
It shows you that it shows a picture of top speeds of vehicles, and it shows a bicycle, a train, a car, and a plane. And a plane is 4,000, and a car is 1,000, and a train is 0, and a bicycle is 0.
What are those numbers you just said? What do those numbers tell us? She said a plane is 4,000. What does that mean, Abby?
It's a measure of
The measure of
speed.
their measure of speed. All right. So it tells us, what was the first thing you said, Suzanne? It shows us
A picture of top speed.
perfect top speed for those 4 vehicles. All right, here's what you're going to do with that paper. Watch closely. We haven't done this yet this year. So you have your paper. You're going to fold it in half. Hamburger. Oh, Suzanne, out of the way. You are going to turn to the next clean page in your science notebook. You're going to pick one side of the folded piece and glue it down. There are glue sticks in your table caddy. If they don't work, you might have to wait and share. That means you might have to get one from the lunch table. You're only gluing down 1/2 of your paper. I'll give you 30 seconds. Yellow table's almost completely done. Green table's about halfway done. Orange table's almost done. I think they're finishing up. So now, when we are finishing up motion, you'll be able to flip to this page, open it up, and you will be able to read all your notes we just took. Okay, so now, either on that same page or on the next page, you are going to get 10 minutes to do the review statements at the back. Hold on, we're going to redo our champ so we know what we're doing during this time. Turn towards me. Perfect, I love how Cooper gave me his eyes. All right, so we're not talking anymore because I said it independently. So our conversation level goes to what, Suzanne? Good. If you need help, you're still going to raise your hand. Our activity. We're not reading lesson 1 anymore. What are we doing, James?
Activity, answering the
Perfect. Lesson 1, questions. We're still going to move with a purpose. You are going to be allowed to find a spot around the room if you want, but once you find that spot, you're planted. The only thing you should move for is to sharpen your pencil. Okay. How do I know if you're participating? We're not following along reading anymore. Avery?
We're participating when we are writing the answers and questions.
So I'm going to put completing. Lesson 1. And we're going to be participating for 10 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes instead of 5. All right, and our success is still the same. We will understand how motion is described and measured. Here's what you're going to do if you finish before the time is up. You are going to summarize lesson 1. What lesson are you going to summarize?
Lesson 1.
Are you going to go read lesson 2 without us?
No.
No. All right. Any questions before we start? All right. I'm going to start the timer. Move with a purpose. If it's clean. They said there were Legos in there, so check them. All right, by the time this timer gets to 9, you are in your spot and not moving unless you need to sharpen a pencil. Questions are on page 9. to do your summary, you are allowed to highlight or underline important details. About 30 more seconds. Working on your summary, be finishing up. Right, I'm gonna count back from 10. If you are not in your seat, please move to your seat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, who thinks they can read number 1 with the correct answer? All right, Cooper.
Distance and time are both measurements that you need to find speed.
Give me a thumbs up if you had time to fill in your blank. Perfect. All right, number 2.
Running and jumping are both kinds of motion.
Give me a thumbs up if you had motion to fill in your blank. Perfect. All right, number 3.
Some things, such as your nose, do not change position, while others, such as cars, do.
Give me a thumbs up if you had position to fill in your blank. Very nice. All right. Let me see. Show of thumbs if you completed your summary. How many of you completely finished your summary? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That's half of you. So we're going to move on. All right. So either on the same page, if you still have room, or on the next page. I'm going to give you, let's say, 1 minute to think about a time today when you used motion to change your position. And then we're going to come to the carpet and share. So right now you don't have to write anything down. Okay? I'm only going to give you 1 minute just to think a time today when you used motion to change your position. Just think. Anytime today. If you want to write it down to remember it, absolutely. But you don't have to. Just think about it. Right, when the timer hits 10, make your way to share square. So let's stand and share square. Sounds good. See how many of you follow that. Oh, let's go in our square. We're missing some friends, so we got plenty of room today. Oh. All right, spread out. Got plenty of room. All right, who can explain a time today when they used motion to change their position? We'll go around. If you want to share, take the microphone. If you don't, pass it to the next one.
Today I used motion when I used position and motion when I had my backpack on my body and I changed the position and put it in the cubby.
When I opened the door, I changed my position to motion.
The time today when I used motion to change my position was to move to the carpet.
The time today when I used motion to change position was when I was going down the stairs.
A time when I used motion to change my position is when I was at PE and I was running, and then we went to sit down.
The time I changed motion was when I woke up and I moved side to side multiple places. I put on my backpack and put it in the cubby.
The time I changed my motion to position was I was in the classroom and went to the hallway.
One time I changed my position is moved from a chair to the bench.
The one time when I moved my position is when I walked into school.
I changed position when I walked in the classroom and sat down.
All right, so let's think of a time when we all change position. What is the first thing we do when we come in? Where we all change our position. Ryan? Go to your seats. So you went from, what do you do when you first walk in? You are?
Standing. You're standing and
And
then
then
you sit down.
sit.
And then
Okay?
you stand back up to put your agenda.
And then, when you put your backpack away, stand back up.
And then you get your stuff.
All right, so let's think. So we've already done our morning work. And then we're going to move. So we're going to change our position. We're all sitting down.
We put up our stuff. We read.
We're going to listen to the announcements. And what are you supposed to do when you hear the announcements come on?
Listen.
Stand up and you go get your math
Pledge.
stuff. We already did the pledge. We go get our math stuff. So we went from our seats to our cubbies. And then after we're at our cubbies, where do we go? We have our math stuff. And we went to our cubby.
Line up. We sit back. And then
then
table
line
up. And then you call a table.
So let's say I call orange table. What are you going to do?
Walk.
And go where?
To line.
All right.
Math class.
Yellow table, you're going to walk to line. And then, so let's say we're all in line. Stand like you're in line. And you have your math stuff. So we are in position, in line, in our classroom. We're going to change this by doing what? Walking. And then our new position will be where?
Sitting.
In your math class. All right. And then, so we were doing math. 2 times 2 is 4, and then it's 8:40. What does that mean? Where are we gonna go?
We get up and we line up and then we go to home.
Okay, so we're in line at 8:40.
Now we go to PE.
Now we're going to what? To PE.
Walk to PE.
We're gonna walk. But what do we have to do to get to PE? We have to go.
Step down the stairs.
And then when we get to PE, 5th grade's not done yet, so what do we have to do?
Wait.
So we just changed our position. We went from math to walking, stairs, to line. And then when you go in PE, what's the first thing you have to do?
Walk around.
And then after you walk, you
run.
all right.
You need to do there's like make straight, make a turn, go straight, make a turn. And then
So many turns. All right. So we are gonna do one more thing. You're gonna go back to your seats. Oh, hold on. Wait for the directions. You're gonna open back your notebook up. Hold on, Cooper. Wait for the directions. You're going to explain to me. Explain one thing you learned today and tell me what it is. So you can't say, I learned what motion is. You have to tell me what is motion. Okay? So explain to me one thing you learned today. All right. How fast can we do it? 5 seconds?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's say I'll give you 3 minutes. Is that enough? Okay. 3 minutes it is. Explain to me one thing you learned today. You can use your packet. You can use your notes. Keep going. So 1 minute. All right. About 30 more seconds to be finishing up your sentence. We might try a couple. All right. Would anyone like to share with the class one thing they learned today? Awesome. I love it. All right, Cooper.
I learned what motion is. Motion is when you change your position.
Who learned something different? Let's see, what else did we learn?
I learned that distance divided by time equals speed.
Who learned something different? All right, we got a couple more.
learned that motion is change of positions of an object running, walking, and going up and down, side to side, and swinging from straight to back or side to side. Lastly, I learned that position is the location of an object. It is where an object is something changes position. Some do not. Everyone has been moving side to side.